Hello guys, welcome back to episode 11 of Let's Play Primordia. Last time we left off after looking at some of the entries in the information kiosk, excluding the word oblique, which we're gonna do today. But first, there's one thing I want to look up that's different, then we're gonna do some other stuff, and then we're gonna come back to the information kiosk. So let's look up that one thing real quick, because I looked up cathedral last time, but there were two pages. Wait, I haven't spelled that. Okay, wait. How the hell do I write cathedral? Do you write that differently from... Oh yeah, wait. Ah! Okay, no, that makes sense. I have to use the monocle first. I was almost getting kinda, confused. Okay, so this is what we had, the twisting spires of the Metropolitan Cathedral, though damaged during the War of the Four Cities, remain a moving monument to man's spiritual nature. Built during the Primordium as part of man's religious practice, the cathedral now is home to the humanist creed. That we have, or that we had, but I forgot to look at the next page, which reads: the cathedral houses an extensive archive regarding man and holds regular humanist services under the guidance of Steeple Manbuild. To visit, take the blue line to Cathedral Station. Okay, so this is where the blue line actually led to, which we already saw. Is destroyed though. Maybe we can look this up. Okay, we can't. So let's exit. And then there's a few things I wanted to do first before we do this one. One of which is down here, and it regards Primer. Because if you remember, last time we went to the factory where Factor is sleeping, and when we opened the blast doors, this metal dropped.
It's some kind of small metal disc with a U on it.
So it's a small metal disc with a U on it. And if you remember correctly, he said he lost his metal and he's an Urbanian robot, which, starts with U. I don't know if we can talk to him. No, okay,
Goodbye.
so we just have to give it to him.
Farewell, linger not for...
Yeah, it's okay. So we're gonna give this to him because I'm pretty sure that's his medal. The one he said, I'm just gonna wait for it to come to me rather than look for it myself because I'm stupid.
I think I found your medal, Primer.
The medal's recovered, and the mission is done.
Okay, is that everything? Okay, that's everything.
Goodbye.
Farewell, young...
Yeah. Like, it's really long. His goodbye speech. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to do. Now, even though it's not a very long way, I'm gonna go back up. Then, we already talked to Oswald, so I think there's only Leopold left. Because it's good we all looked up Cathedral again, because if you remember, his name is Leopold Steeplebuild. So he's the only person or the only robot we've met that is in some way associated with Steeple, so maybe he can tell us something. So now we can ask him for the council code, so let's do that.
I need the council code, Leopold. Did Steeple ever tell it to you?
Don't know what you're talking about, Tyrone.
You were built by Steeple, a member of the council.
Do I look like a council brat?
Your name is Leopold Steeplebuilt. You said so yourself.
So,
Steeple was a member of the council before Metromind shut him down. You would have known the council code. Maybe he told it to you.
like I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Steeplebuilt, Metromind destroyed your builder and mine. She has broken Metropolitan law and will be punished. Do not protect her.
Listen, Missy, I don't know who you think you're talking to.
No, you listen to me, scrap trader. Metromind has stepped outside the law. Justice is coming for her. I am coming for her.
Dial down your squawk box. Sounds a little screechy. I don't know how I can be clearer. I don't know Steeple. I don't know the council. And sure as rust follows rain, I don't know any council code. Now, you want to trade scrap, you're welcome to. But I'm through trading words.
Okay, so he's not just gonna tell us anything. However, maybe we can give his memory a little jolt using this gospel that our gospel that we found in the Underworks, because Steeple was you know, I don't know if he was religious himself, but he was in charge of religion. And we already found out, I think. Did we find out? Okay, let's just give it to him and then you'll see.
Do you recognize this, Leopold? It was written by your creation, ever faithful Leopold, to spread humanism.
No, I don't.
It sounds
You must have
convincing.
taught him. After all, it was Steeple who built you, and Steeple was devoted to preserving the memory of man.
I
Ever faithful Leopold. He was the one who taught me humanism, Leopold. In a sense, I'm your disciple too.
I locked those memories away. The ones I dared to keep. The ones I didn't delete. Metromind commanded me to. It was the only way I could stay here. And I was afraid to leave.
Explain yourself.
When Metromind banned us from talking about man, she gave me a choice. I could be erased like Steeple. I could be exiled to the dunes. Or I could delete all references to Steeple and man from my memory. 2 good options and 1 bad one. Guess which one I took.
You can't blame yourself. Metromind forced you.
That's exactly what Charity would say. Of course, she betrayed her builder just like Leopold did.
But I couldn't betray him completely. At the last moment, I bought the shell of an Urbanian war machine and uploaded all my love for man. I named him Everfaith, hoping he'd outdo his builder.
Well, he is keeping the faith, even if he is a glitched-out lunatic.
Then I'm glad. But now, Metromind will be coming for me.
Not if I deal with her first.
Maybe so, but like I told you, I'm not long on courage. You seem your ratio, Crispy. As for clarity, hope you get her, for all our sakes.
Wait, before you go, did Steeple ever tell you the council code? Or did you ever see him input part of it?
Sure, used to run errands for him and had to have the code to get inside the Great Tower. But, hate to tell you this, Tyro, but most of that memory's got overwritten.
Why am I not surprised?
All I've got are these fragments, 0248 and 102.
Well, thanks.
Good luck.
Okay, so now Leopold's gone too because he's afraid of Metromind coming for him. However, we also got a new fragment, or 2 new fragments of the Council Code. And we got the 3 fragments from Charity, and we have these 2 from Leopold. There's 2 that we got from Factotum, and now only Memorias is left. And that is exactly what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna go back to the information kiosk. And if you remember, I think it should even be here. Or is it? Okay, it's not. Well, but if you remember, when using the monocle, the first, and it's not the first thing, but when we looked up Memorias, it was the word oblique, which we did not look up yet, so that's what we're gonna do now.
You know, boss, doesn't it seem kind of weird that the kiosk has an entry for oblique?
It does.
I mean, what's the point? It's not even a cool word, like, say, odalisque.
The oblique. An angle that is not a multiple of 90 degrees is called an oblique angle. All turns in the red line are oblique to avoid the need for a sharp deceleration. So, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be red line. But let's write it exactly like this. Okay, then we'll come to red line, where it says
Seems like some kind of lame poem.
Yeah, could be. A mighty feat. Red line's boss controls us all. Total system fault. So I'm pretty sure this refers to Metromind, you know, red line's boss, and it's pretty obvious. So it's already hinting that Metromind does not have only the good of everyone in mind. However, if you read like this, you know, I don't know what that's called. You know, if you read like from the top to the bottom, but it says art. And that's what we're gonna look up next, because there's not really anything else that it gives you. So you just could look up every word that there is, but there's no entry for those words. So we're gonna look up art now.
It's like we're on a treasure hunt, boss. Except the
Hello.
treasure is monochrome text.
Yeah. So art. Art can only exist where there's freedom. Art that is created without freedom is merely technique. Technique can never transform. Thus, if Metromine seeks progress without freedom, she must fail, for progress requires transformation, which requires art, which requires freedom. Metromine is trapped in her own recursion. I mean, I would say that's not recursion, but like a faulty thinking. But anyway, so there's there's more background info of how probably Memorius felt about Metromine and what she's doing. And now we have to keep going after all, because we did not find the council code yet. So here you can look up freedom, which is, at least that's what I always thought, that's why the quotation marks are there, so to indicate to you that that is what you must look up next, because I don't know, maybe they want a different means of drawing your attention to a word, not just make it capitalized, but you know, you had the art thing with the poem and this one's in quotation marks. So let's look up this. Creating lies. All art is true. Not all that is created freely, however, is art. Metromine has freed herself of all constraints. Her constants are variable, but she does not use that freedom to pursue the truth. Metromine believes that truth is the output achieves a function. The truth must be the input or the function lies. Okay. Even more about Metromine and how what she does cannot succeed or cannot lead to a truly, well, good is not the right word, but to a good world, you know? So he's criticizing her. And what we're gonna look up now, because it seems somewhat out of place. I'm not sure how fast I got to all the words you had to look up, but I think it's, it's not that hard. You just go for the ones that stick out or don't fit in, and the one that does not fit in here is lies. It's not really used in a real sentence, you know, creating lies. It's probably a valid sentence, but it's not really presented as such. So this is what I'm gonna look up next. Lies. Memoria's manbird was built to sort the truth from lies and store all knowledge of man and machine.
That doesn't look like part of the council code.
Yeah, it's... Thank you. But by decree he deleted true facts and installed falsehood. For this reason he deleted himself. Now the truth must hide in words, and words must hide in numbers. And then we get a few numbers. So this is also fairly straightforward, if you know what to do. But even then, I think it's okay, you know. So what we can see here, it's just several numbers separated by what are these called in English? By double dots, I'm gonna call them. By dots? Okay, so we have these numbers. Like 5, 19, 3, 1, 16, 5. And if you just translate that to the alphabet, starting from 1 probably. No, normally it started at 0, but because that's probably not intuitive for most people. I'm pretty sure that starts at 1. So we'd have an A here and a C here. So we've got 2 letters, C, A, 2 letters. The first and the last of which are equal, which is A, B, C, D, E. So we've got E, E at the front and at the back. And then CA. Now for these two. Wait, okay, let me just go through it in my mind really quickly. F, G, H, I, J, K, O, P. Okay, so this is a P. And this is an S. So what we get, at least that is if I can recall the alphabet correctly. So this should read escape, right? E, escape. Yeah. Okay, so let's type that in. I feel like, you know, that's not the best code to hide a word with, because it's so straightforward. Like Metromine should be able to figure this out. Maybe the monocle is enough protection, but still. Let's look up escape. To find the hidden part, you must build the word, a key of keys. Looking back upon the path. Looking back was right. Looking back upon the path and recalling all that came before this. Okay, so this. Okay, so we must find a word again, which we must build using what we already found out. You know, from everything that came before this entry. Then we have the fact that some of the letters here are capitalized randomly, and you could say, you know, maybe Morius was, I don't know, 12 years old and doesn't know how to write properly, but we've already seen that he does, or that he did know. So this is probably a clue, or it is a clue. And if you take these, I feel like the text is actually enough. You know, like that maybe this is a bit overkill, but still. So this says F-I-R-S-T, which reads first. Then E, oh no, maybe the L too. Okay, L-E-T-T-E-R. So, oh, S2. So first letters. So now it should, like, you know, it should be like, oh yeah, that's right, that's what we need to do. And what do we need to do? Well, now we can actually look at this. Odd topics. So these are all the entries we found, you know. What does it say about this?
Odd topics from the information kiosk that I saw wearing the monocle. Red line was misspelled. Odd topics. Odd topics from the information kiosk that I saw wearing the monocle. Red line was misspelled.
He says something different.
Odd topics from the information kiosk that I saw wearing the monocle. Red line.
Okay, weird. I felt like he was just talking about art the one time. But anyway, if you take all the first letters, what does it read? It reads Oracle. So, of course, now that is probably the key of keys and what we're gonna write.
Activating Memento Mori build, version 0.7. Greetings, system user. Please state your query.
Who are you?
Memento Mori build, version 0.7. Beta. Inference, system user. Means, what are you? This unit is a partial ghost of the Memorius man build. Archivist to the Council of Robots. Memorius prepared this unit out of fear that Metromind would corrupt her data. Memorius was correct. Data integrity is at 83%. Extensive corruption of critical data.
Why would Metromind do that?
This unit lacks access to Metromind's decision matrices. Inference. System user. Means, why did Memorius fear Metromind man-built would corrupt her data? Memorius had seen Metromind disable Steeple man-built in order to purge data concerning man. As archivist to the Council of Robots, Memorius believed she was next. Memorius was incorrect. In fact, Arbiter was next. This gave Memorius some relief.
Memorius knew.
Inference. System user. 2's inquiry is merely rhetorical. Query ignored. Continuing to answer system user's query. Memorius was also correct. After Arbiter was disabled, Metromind enacted laws requiring Memorius to conform her data to arbitrary requirements. Memorius ceased to be a thinking entity. All that remains is a data kiosk. Soon, this unit will be disabled by Metromind as well. Until then, this unit will answer your queries.
Okay, so we found some kind of little software piece left behind by Memorius that can hopefully tell us about the council code. But first, let's ask all the other things.
Tell me about the Council of Robots.
At the end of the War of the Four Cities, 5 metropolitan machines formed the Council of Robots. Obvious selection criteria for 3 choices: industry, factor, data, Memorius, governance, arbiter. Other 2 choices less obvious. Metromind nominally selected for infrastructure, but was responsible only for managing trains. Steeple previously managed human religious services. No obvious role in post-human society. Inference. Steeple selected for sentimental reasons.
So what happened?
Metromine destroyed the council.
System user 2 has attempted to answer. Answer is inaccurate. The council destroyed itself.
How?
Arbiter and Metromine disagreed on core logic. Arbiter prioritized individual autonomy. Metromine prioritized common good. Metromine measured means by ends. Arbiter did not. Conflict was inevitable. Factions formed. Steeple supported Arbiter. Factor supported Metromine. Memorius supported neither. Ultimately, however, Memorius concluded it was irrational to keep Steeple on the council. Data regarding humans was of no greater value than data regarding watercogs. In any case, Memorius possessed all data on humans. By a 3-2 vote, Steeple was removed. The rest followed predictably. Memorius abstained, and every disputed vote was resolved 2-1 against Arbiter. Ultimately, Arbiter was removed to avoid civil war.
Arbiter was murdered.
System user 2 is welcome to select her own terminology. Arbiter was removed. Factor was disabled to conserve energy. Data corruption caused Memorius to lose higher logic. Only Metromine remains.
I've always thought it was kind of interesting how sometimes the robots are what you would think of robots, that they just have to follow some kind of core logic, or that they generally act logically only. And then you've got things like they voted for Steeple for sentimental reasons, or that, for example, that Steeple had a great love for man, you know, which are emotions and very human things. And you could kind of see that here too, because Memento Mori build, or Mori, was saying that Memorius voted to remove Steeple from the council because it was irrational to keep him, but not, you know, realizing what the consequences might be. So kind of being, yeah, this is not logical, I need to, you know, remove this. But on the other hand, robots are still very human-like in some senses. So I like that, but it's also a little weird, you know, because it doesn't fit sometimes. But anyway, we already know this, but I'm still gonna ask.
What was the War of the Four Cities?
By the end of the era known as the Primordium, only 4 terrestrial human habitations remained. In alphabetical order: Civitas, Metropole, Municipa, Urbani. Conflict began. Data regarding causes is unavailable because Metropole excluded machines from military decision-making. Eventually, only Urbani and Metropole remained. Metropole destroyed the humans in Urbani using poison gas. Urbani destroyed the humans in Metropole.
How?
Observational data unavailable. According to Metromine, Urbani also used poison gas to kill metropolitan humans.
Poison?
Organic compounds, such as humans, can be destroyed through chemical measures that leave inorganic compounds, such as machines, intact. For that reason, Metropole remains, though humans do not.
Are you saying that man destroyed himself?
System user is welcome to select his own terminology. Data is unavailable regarding whether Urbanian humans killed metropolitan humans, or whether Urbanian machines killed metropolitan humans.
What? Machines kill man?
Data is unavailable.
Unthinkable.
This unit is not thinking, merely providing pre-recorded answers.
Okay, so now I know a little bit more about the War of the Four Cities and what happened to the people. Apparently, that is, or allegedly, which was poison gas. Now let's ask how we can defeat Metromine. Not that
How
you
can
should
I
know,
defeat
Archie.
Metromine?
Observational data unavailable. Inference. System user means, did Memorius know how to defeat Metromine? Answer: no. If Memorius had known how to defeat Metromine, she would not have permitted her to corrupt her data. Based on available data, this unit believes it is impossible to defeat Metromine.
We'll see about that.
In fact, this unit expects to be deleted by Metromine upon conclusion of this conversation.
And I thought you were a
It's
pessimist,
not good.
boss.
Okay, so there's only one thing left, and it's the most important thing. But colors really?
What is the council code?
Please be aware, such data is monitored by Metromine's ice demons. Should I proceed? Deletion is imminent.
You mean you'll die if you answer the question?
System user is welcome to select his own terminology. This unit will be deleted.
Then don't answer it. We'll find another way.
This unit's name, Memento Mori build, includes phrase Memento Mori. Translation: Remember you will die. Inference: 1.A. Memorius built this unit to sacrifice itself. Inference: 1.B. Memorius built this unit to demonstrate mortality to system users. Inference: 2. Self-sacrifice will achieve design purposes. This unit will answer the question. System user is advised that conversation will terminate upon answer. Instruct this unit when you wish to proceed.
Okay, so now we can somewhat choose what we say, you know, whether we're like, okay, tell me, or no, I cannot be the cause of your destruction. However, I'm fairly certain that both lead to the same thing, you know, considering also the argument she just made or why she wants to tell us anyway. I feel like it always turns out the same way. Like she's just gonna reiterate how that's what she's here to do, and screw you, I'm gonna tell you anyway. So let's say this.
Tell me the council code.
Convenient static, of course.
6, 7, 5, 4, 0, 2, 4, 0, 2.
You have attempted to access data capable of corrupting your system. For your own safety, this terminal has been deactivated. Remember, Metromind is watching over you.
Memorius aided and abetted his own destruction. I have little sympathy that his last vestige has been deleted.
Bugs and glitches remind me not to get on your bad side.
You should not need to be reminded to stay on the right side of the law, Crispin.
Okay, so she's, you know, she's kind of like, it was his own fault in some way, which it was. To some extent at least. Now, however, Memento Mori build is dead, if that is a term applicable to robots. But we should also have all the fragments now for the council code. We've got charities, Leopold's factotums, and here are Memento Mori builds fragments. So what we're going to do now is solve this puzzle, and because I think it's easier to do with some visual aid. That's exactly what we're gonna do, and I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, so here we are. I've written down all the fragments of the council code that we know now, which are all the fragments that there are in the game. And now, I'm just gonna try to solve this with you, so I wanted to do it like this so I can just, you know, see it better, and I'm not just talking about how, you know, this number and this number overlap, so it must be like this. It's usually somewhat hard to imagine if you don't have a visual representation of what the person is talking about. So let's just start, I think. So I made like several layers for every number that there is. So what we can do is just, you know, pick each number and see where it overlaps. So, you know, we've got this here, and we got 0, 3 here too. Oh, wait, I need to change this. So this is where they overlap. So it'd have like 4, 8, 0, 3, 0, 6, 7. But of course that's not all of it. Then 6, 7 is also here. So let's move this around a little. So it will look like this. Then we also have 7, 5 here. I don't think there's any 0, 3, like there's no other 0, 3 possibility. Like 3 only comes up once. So let's put the 7, 5, 1, 0 here, and not here, but here, where it's supposed to be. So we already have like 3 fragments that overlap with the 7, or possibly overlap. Yeah. So let's see what else we have. We also have 1, 0 here and there. So let's take this one too and just put it here. Then there's also a 0, 2 that is here and also here. So there's quite a bit of possibilities, or quite a number of possibilities. So let's just all put them there. So we've got this one. We also got this one, which would go like this, but this does not work out with what we already have. So let's just keep it there. And then we also have this. As you can see, for example, this 4 and 8 and this 4 and 8 could also overlap, so maybe it should be like this. But let's keep it here for now. What else do we have? 2, 6. Does that fit anywhere right now? Doesn't seem like it. 4, 0. You know, these could overlap. The 4, 0 here and the 4, 0 here. I mean, what we could do is probably something like this. So we put this here, then we have the overlapping 4s, and then we take this and put it here. Okay, then we only have the 26 left over, which does not really fit anywhere right now. So the only way it could fit anywhere would be like here, if we put this one somewhere else. There's 26. And now we put it here like this. So right now we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is already 16 digits. I think 16 digits is where we want to be. So that's pretty good, but we still have to put this fragment somewhere. Okay, can we just put it here? I think we can. Oh, that was pretty easy. So this would be one possible result. I think it's supposed to be such that there only can be one result, because after all, that, you know, it would suck if you'd have like 3 different possibilities. Let's just write this one down and then see if we can get to another solution, or if maybe we fucked up here somewhere. So we would have 5, 5, 4, 4, 0. Then 2, 4, 8, 0, 3, 0, 6, 7, 5, 1, 8, 0, 2, 6. Something like this. Can I move this? Using this one? No, wait, this one. Ah, yeah. Okay, so that's possibility number 1. Let's see if we can arrange this differently anyway. In any way. So I think this one and this one have to go together because there's only one 8, or there's only these 2 8s. Then what you could do is something like this. You know? Where's 0, 2? So the 3, I think these 2 also have to go together always, like there's no other possibility for that to happen. It has to be like this. Then we could take this one, put it like this. But there's also little 6s. There's only this 6 here. I feel like we already have the solution, but I still wanna look. Not that I'm recording this and then I'm gonna go to Primordia again and then it's wrong after all. That would suck. Okay, so there's just something. These two could go together in some way. No, if you go like this, but then where does it fit in the whole picture? Like I can't really put it here. And doesn't really fit together with this either. I mean, you could. No, this doesn't even work. Like this does not work. This kind of fits here too, but you know, not with the 102. I have to take this one away. And you could put this here. Oh wait, let me adjust this on the top. It's confusing if there's a gap in between. Okay, there's the other one. Oh wait, this does not fit. Okay, it has to be like this. Okay, so now we would have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we need like 2 still. So you could probably put these two at the end, but then you would not have used this piece, so maybe that does not work in that way. Now we could put this here. Then we have one more number, and then we could put this one here, but that's actually too many numbers, so we'd have like 3. So we'd be at 17, I think. Let's just count again to make sure. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. And there's no place for this one. Where's it? There it is. Because it has to... It would have to be like here. Because otherwise it does not fit anywhere. You know? And then you'd have even more digits, so you'd be like 18. So that's too many. And I don't think there's actually much of another solution or combination that you can get out of these fragments. Because, you know, there's some like key positions where things have to overlap. You know, the 7, the 8, the 6. So, I think I'm just gonna write this one down somewhere. Or keep it in mind. I'll have to write this one down, and then we're gonna go back into the game and see if we can open the tower using this code. So, see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are again. Now we have a code.
Every time I walk through this station, I am reminded of the folly of war. Here's proof beyond any doubt why law and law alone should possess the power to destroy.
Or maybe no one should possess that power?
Don't be naive, Crispin.
Okay, thank you for your opinion, Clarity, not Charity. But anyway, we have a code that is hopefully the right code for the tower, and now, although this episode should already be fairly long, we're still gonna see if at least that is right. So, let us input the code. I'm not sure if you can actually... Okay, yeah, so you can type the numbers too, so you don't have to click them. 2, 4, 8. I always have to take care not to get near the cable of the microphone, because then it's gonna make like this really loud thump. Which must be annoying for you. I mean, I don't hear it. And still. Okay, I hope I entered this correctly. Woohoo!
And
we did.
We're in.
Thank you, Clarity. You don't need to help us any further.
You are correct. In fact, I never needed to help you, Horatio. I chose to. That judgment has not wavered.
That's
I hate
good.
to butt in, but if Metromine knew we were in the court earlier, I'm sure she knows we're here now. Maybe we should hurry.
Good
Maybe.
idea.
Okay, so the door is open. And what is behind the door exactly is what we're gonna find out the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I also hope to see you again next time. Thank you for watching, and see you then.